Well, a very warm welcome to Mears Ashby. What a delightful village. And we're starting off with the memorial board to World War II and the plane crash. And you might be interested to know that at Sywell Airport, a mile or so away, is a museum all about the war and so on. But that board is just up from the Griffin's Head, where you can get a nice bite to eat and a drink around lunchtime, especially on a lovely day like today. Well, there we have Mears Ashby Hall, home of the Stockdale family, where they've now lived for over 200 years. It's a fine Jacobean building erected in 1637 by Thomas Clendon. It's had numerous changes over the years and eventual reconstruction by Anthony Salvin in 1859 to the splendid house with the many gables that we saw there in the picture. And of course in Vicarage Lane, what would you get? The vicarage, of course. This is just up from the church, which we'll see in a little while. Beautiful gables on there. Always admire the craft of the carpenter on some of these lovely gable ends. And the catkins are out. This is January, mind you. Look at that lovely sky. The catkins are hanging there in front of the vicarage. And now we come to the church. The church dates from the 12th century with later additions. And it has amongst its treasure the famous wheel cross, believed to be of Viking origin and rarely found in this part of the country. Close to the south door is a beautiful lead-lined and magnificently carved stone font, and that's over 800 years old, believe it or not. As you can see, there's some lovely stained glass, and this shot here is taken as we go up the ladder into the bell tower, and that is the mechanism that operates the clock, and I understand that that has to be hand wound. And then of course we have the bells. And I'm standing right in front of that one, and in a moment we'll go up higher and look down on the bells. And finally, right up to the top, out onto the roof of the tower. What a magnificent view that is, isn't it? Makes you feel like a bird looking down for a worm. I don't think we're likely to see one. Birds can spot them though from that height, can't they? and little field mouse and so on. Well, this is a panoramic. We're going round the tower from left to right, and you'll see that the photos almost join up with each other. There's the road again. We've just gone a bit further round to the right again, and we'll go right the way round to overlook the vicarage. Well, here we come back down the ladder again. My, that ladder is steep in there. It's almost straight up. Look, there's Aubrey just coming down again. quite a tight fit it is to get up and down there. So here we are coming back out of the church again. And that is the church as you walk down the footpath to the ponds in the grounds of the manor house. And this is the site of the ducking of a poor woman named Sarah Bradshaw in 1785, who was accused of witchcraft. Her ghost is reputed to wander the graveyard on the anniversary of her drowning. And this is quite near to Aubrey's. This was once an old farm barn that's been converted into living accommodation, and that is where they used to milk the cows. How about that? We're full of information, aren't we? And that's out the back of Aubrey's house, looking over the fields and the little farm area. And here's a couple of his horses, or their horses, and also that lovely little pony. You can't believe that it's January, can you? It looks like the middle of summer. Well, before I left Aubrey's company on this particular day, we fed these little lambs that had lost their mother, or their mother couldn't feed them, and it was just lovely, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, we're back now. We're in the high street, I believe, and this is where the old water trough and drinking area was for the animals. It is a delightful place, as I said, Mears Ashby. It's full of interesting properties, many very old stone cottages, and a leavening of newer houses. It all seems to create a happy mix. There's about a dozen separate lanes in the village, all inviting the visitor to explore. So it's well worth, while devoting extra time here, perhaps pay a visit to the Griffin's Head pub for your refreshment. As I said, you can get a nice drink there, and very comfortable. In fact, there was another pub in Mears Ashby called the Red Lion. I don't think I've got a picture of it here. I did take one, but I can't recall putting it in with this particular slideshow. So, but anyway, it was in the high street, the Red Lion. I understand that the original cellar and everything is still there. And these were the only little wildflowers I saw out, and these are on a bank near the church, near those two ponds. We're looking down now from the church yard, the front of the church, down Ladies Lane. and even up Ladies Lane. And look at this carving on this gable here, look at that. Well, I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this 11 or 12 minutes having a walk round Mears Ashby. Delightful, really delightful, and what a lovely day I had.